The video with Ndqpaid. This is going to be a breakdown of how to use Tradelocker mobile system, how to view the Ndqpaid mobile system within that, and just how to use it overall. Let's jump straight into it. After you got your guys' account set up with whatever broker you want to use. Once you open you log in, right? Let's just leave it like this because everyone that is watching this video will have this system set up for them, right? So as you guys can see, the most important part of this system on the phone, right, is these two lines, right? So we're going to be looking at this blue solid line. This blue solid line is the 800 EMA, right? We can call it the ocean, right? This 200 EMA, which is this white line, we call this the mayonnaise, and then all of this gibber is the market. You guys know that's the candlesticks. Each one of those candlesticks right now, currently, as you guys can see, I'm on the 1 minute time frame. So if I was to drop it down, as you guys can see, each one of these candlesticks is 1 minute, right? So it can take 1 minute to either go up or down, and then the closing from there will continue to trend on, right? I can change that to the 5 minute and see what it would look like. Every single bar would be 5 minutes, right? And then as well from there, you guys can see you have our high and low setup, so we can see our indications as to where the market would want to be going, long term, short term, whatever it is. As you guys can see here as well, we do have our line set up for the 6 o'clock, right? So we do have our line set up right here for the 6 o'clock open. You can see the market did pull down a little bit, and then from there we had this fat push upside, but we're not really talking about that right now. We want to talk about how to navigate this system, right? So just like I was saying, up here at the top, you can see that this will be your little navigator window. You can click on this to get a quick drop down to search something quickly, or either go to one of your favorites, or if you want to search USD/JPY, you can do that and trade Asian pairs or whatever it is, euro, whatever it is, right? And then beside that, we have the market watch to pull up every single pair. I usually just have it starred to show what I currently have favorited, but you guys can have it on the all, or you can come in here and have it on cryptos only, commodities, energies, whatever you'd like. But from the favorite ones that we use in Ndqpaid, we have SPX, US 30, UK 100, Bitcoin. So come back here to the market, click our stars. All right, so we have our stars back. We click our stars, and as you can see here, we have all our favorites: SPX, NASDAQ, DAX, US 30, BTC, UK 100. These are the only ones that I have on here that are most important to me, most important to our group. Only ones that'll make money on here, only ones that are important, right? Okay, so as you can see here again as well, we have our news. So you can click up here on the top and you can see all the news. You can go to the ETH, right? XRP, Bitcoin, all that stuff. You can see whatever it is, or you can see the specific pair that you're on. You can see the news on that. US 30% tariff threat on EU feels concerning, right? Came out 2 hours ago. You can click on it, it'll bring it up. All right, you can click on it, it'll bring it up within your watch. So it's real nice, real nice. Okay, and then from there, as you guys can see, same thing again. If you have any trades open, you can come to your trades, look at your trades, your positions, close positions, your balance, all that stuff, right? So fresh account, just made, right? So, and then from there, right, but let's jump back onto here. So just like I was saying, once you have everything set up here, the only two things that you're really going to be looking at is the 800 and 200 EMA, right? So once the 800 and 200 EMA cross, like you see, for example, right here, once the 800 and the 200 EMA crossover, that's where you're going to want to pay attention. All right, that's where you're going to want to pay attention as to where, okay, I can buy here, get my buy entry, sell, get my sell entry, right? So for in this case scenario, when the market crossed over at around 7 o'clock, you'd be able to be looking for your buy here. Possibly you wouldn't be able to buy right on when the dot crosses, but a little bit after. So let's say, for example, like 9 o'clock. So from there, you've been able to buy. So from there, you'd have been able to buy right around here at the cross. Here's your take profit, pull that up, pull this over, and as you guys can see, it continued to hold above. So then you'd hold it to possibly the next session to get this trade right here, $332. All right. And then same thing, for example, for a trade for the downside. Let's just give an example for that. So a trade for the downside would be an example of this right here. So as you guys can see, the market opened 6 p.m. Market opened 6 p.m. here, pulled up. From there, it would have gave you a sell indication. Possibly, you know, if you don't have a system like on your computer, then you would have been able to possibly see the dot, or maybe around here. You would have been able to get in possibly here, if it's maybe too late. Maybe here to bounce off the 800 EMA. The best thing that I would say for users on here is to just look for bounces off of the 800 and the 200 EMA. So once it crosses over like this, you're going to want for the market to come down and come back up and revisit these lines. Once it comes back up and it revisits these lines and it doesn't cross back over and it holds below, you're going to want to sell here, right? So say for example, that would have been your entry right there. So if you never got your entry, sorry, let's pull this up so I can see. If you never got that entry off of the dot and you got the entry off of the 800 to 200 EMA bounce, right? So then your take profit would be here, right, for your sell. And then when it went outside of yesterday's low, right, all the way down here, creating that low, right? And we had that W formation right around here. This is where you would be looking to get out, right, on your cross of the dot. So cross of the dot, you'd already be up 332 bucks. Say for example, you were to be coming out just a little bit later, maybe a little bit around here, you're still going to be looking at $294, right? So simple as it is, right? It's not confusing. All you want to do is continue to watch the 800 and 200 EMA. So just like I was saying, once the 800 EMA is under the bottom, 200 is in the middle, and the market is at the top, you're going to want to look for buys, right? Same thing for switch over. When the 800 is at the top, 200 in the middle, and the market is below, you're going to want to look for sells, right? But you always want to be able to see the confluence of the dots, right? If you don't see dots there, I would say that you shouldn't even be looking for that in case scenario, right? So say for example, like right around here, as you guys can see, when the market crossed over right here for this dot, when the market crossed over, right, and it came down, possibly right around here, you might have been looking to close out of your trade and buy, right? But there's no crossover, just like I'm saying, right? So you can see that the market did the cross, came down, came back up, bounce, right? 800 EMA, 200 EMA bounce. Same thing here. If you were to come out of your trade here to be buying, you'd blow your account, right? Because it came back up, bounced at the 800 EMA, right? Came back again, bounced at the 800 EMA, and the EMAs, the 200 and the 800 did not cross. As you can see, it continued to hold here, and then it continued to sell towards the downside. As long as it continues to hold below or above, it will do that, right? So don't make this fake you out, especially on the lower time frame. Make sure to stay consistent as into where you are relating it to the higher time frame, right? So we can see from the higher time frame on the 5 minute for US 30, maybe yes, possibly down here, it does not cross over, right, for the EMAs, but you guys can see on the lower time frame for the 1 minute, it did cross over already, right? It crossed over at the 14th at 724, 14th at 724 right here. So let's see, 14th at 724. So right around here is when it crossed over, 45 right around here, and you can see that there's no indication for this to be buying on the 5 minute until it's showing it right now, right? You can see that it's just crossing over right now, 800 under the bottom, 200 in the middle, but the market is now having that fat push for that buy, right? On the lower time frame, we did see that the dot crossed and we got this initial push. Now on the 5 minute, it's just crossing, and now we're getting another push, right? So we need to wait to see if it comes back towards the 800, 200 EMA and crosses and holds below, right? Or if it holds the dot, right, at the 800 and 200 EMA bounces and then pushes back up. Once it does that, then we can be in clear indication for upside. But we need to continue to watch, see what's going on. I hope everybody learned something. You guys rewatch this video 50 times if you need to really get the gist of this. But just like I'm saying, it's simply 800, 200 EMA, and the market. Those are the three key things that you need to pay attention to on the phone. Everything else on the computer, you guys know, is a deeper dive, but it's literally the same thing, right? Once we're holding above 800, 200 EMA, we get a buy signal, we get the B signal, we have bullish divergence, then we know to be continuing to hold this position, right? We can stack the blue boxes on top of each other, look if we're still holding upside from London session, Asian session, whatever it is, right? We got to continue to correlate that stuff. So just like I'm saying, love y'all. I appreciate y'all for watching this video from start to finish, and for rewatching it. You know, how many ever times you're rewatching it, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all to the max, and turn it up.